is Radio 314 on the Red Ice Radio Network.
Welcome back. This is Lana. If you like astrology, you'll love my guest today, Kelley Rosano, who is an authority on astrology. We're going to talk about the important astrological transits of 2013. Welcome to the program, Kelley Rosano. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I've been enjoying your YouTube astrology forecast for some time. I want to thank you for making those because I know they could be time consuming, but you make it happen.
Yes, thank you. I do love doing them, but they do take up a lot of time.
And you've been an astrologer for 44 years, so tell us how you first came to discover your passion for astrology.
That's a great question. I've always been very intuitive and spiritual, and even as a child, my third eye was open, and I really wanted to understand human behavior. And even as a child, I wanted to understand why people acted the way they do. And so when I was 10 years old, I was in the downtown, what they used to call the smoke shop. I don't even know if it's still there, in downtown Malden. That's when doctors told you it was good to smoke. It made you healthy. and I picked up Linda Goodman's Sun Sign book. And I started reading it, and I went, oh, my goodness, I'm a Leo. This makes total sense to me. And, oh, my mother's an Aquarius, and my father's a Scorpio. Oh, this makes sense to me. And it just started from there.
So did you yourself use astrology to figure out your life path, to say, hey, I'm going to be an astrologer?
Well, no, actually. I did it as a hobby, and I wanted to go into theater arts. And even get my degree in it, but my husband at the time didn't think I could make a living, so he encouraged me to go to business school. So I have my degrees in business marketing and business management. So I took that path, and my passion and love for astrology always stayed with me. And then in 1995, I left working for someone else and started my own astrology practice, where I went into it and became a full-time astrologer in 1995. And then I added coaching in 1998. And so, it's almost 20 years later, and here I am.
Wow. Well, I bet your ex-husband loves to hear that. So I know 2013 is already 2 months in, but let's talk about the important astrological transits for 2013, the year of the snake.
Yes. Well, the big thing that's still happening is this Uranus-Pluto dynamic, where Uranus is in Aries, which is all about empowering the individual, freeing the people, empowering the people, cutting us free from economic slavery, tyrannical governments that only serve the few, corporations that only serve themselves. And it is challenging powerful Pluto in Capricorn, which is business and, status, and let's keep things the same. And the power really is with Uranus, because even I just uploaded the March videos. The March videos are out. In March, everything's about to take off, because once we go into Aries, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is the ambassador to Uranus. Mars is carrying out Uranus's will. So whatever Uranus wants Mars to do, Mars is, I'm on board, let's go. And so what I'm saying is, like right now in February, is a really good time to rest, recharge, especially as we move into Pisces on the 18th. That's Monday. Saturn goes retrograde on Monday. The sun goes into Pisces on Monday. And Pisces, I love Pisces. It's ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, and it's about feelings and spirituality. It rules the 12th house. So, so when we're in the cycle of Pisces from February 18th until the first day of spring, March 20th, This is our time to rest and recharge because Mercury's retrograde. So in Pisces, which rules the 12th house, which is all about working behind the scenes, meditation, resting, recharging, we want to use this time to do that, to rest, recharge, and re-energize, because right after the Pisces new moon on March 11th, March 12th, just a few hours after that, Mars goes into Aries, and then everything starts to accelerate. Mars goes into Aries, and then the Sun goes into Aries on March 20th, then Venus goes into Aries, and so now we have a huge focus in Aries. Aries is the first sign. It's about the individual, the power being given to the individual. And so the energy is about to accelerate tremendously. And so right now, if things feel stalled for people or just, not happening as fast as they want, hold on to your hat, because as soon as everything starts moving into Aries, that's going to be the game changer, and everything's about to accelerate tremendously.
Well, any predictions of how this year can go on a geopolitical level?
Well, it's going to be a game changer. It is already happening behind the scenes. And Pluto in Capricorn, evolutionary, is squaring Uranus, revolutionary. So the evolution and the revolution are squaring off, which means everyone has to change. And that includes all the systems and the governments. And, we're already beginning to see it, the Pope stepping down. You're going to see the governments changing to meet the needs of the individual rather than the few at the top, the corporations. And so this year, especially this spring on, we are going to see political upheaval, and and that's the battle that's been going on, between the light and the dark, the light forces and the light bearers, and the dark ones, the soulless ones that have had the reins of power since the fall of Atlantis. Their time is coming to an end here. It really has already happened. They just don't want to let go. And so the last thing they control really is the media. And so the game they play, with fear, and Republican against Democrat, that's such an illusion. Yep. And so it's the end of duality, right? Because this dimension, this third dimension that we live in, nothing really here can be any good, because when you have good, you have to have bad, because it's duality. So if you're really successful, then you're going to have to deal with people being jealous of you. So where we're going is to higher dimension, fourth and fifth dimension. And in fourth and fifth dimension, everybody goes to the party. Everybody does well, not just the few. And so Pluto and Uranus are empowering the individual to take back his and her power from the government, from the institutions. When you speak truth to power, when you stand up to power, you will be successful in 2013 and 2014. This is no longer about sitting back and going, I can't change anything. Yes, you can. You are powerful. That's the lie you've been told.
That's right.
You are powerful. You are a powerful creator. And you can create your reality. And you do create your reality. And you can create the life you want. And that's the truth. And so this energy is about empowering people and being empowered and being the empowered one. And everyone being out there and speaking their truth and walking their talk and dialing out from the matrix, dialing out from the illusions, dialing out from the negatives.
Mm-hmm. So does this mean, too, that the planets are assisting humanity into a higher consciousness?
Absolutely. That is the whole intention. For instance, in March 27th, we have the Libra full moon, and this could be the most intense and important full moon of 2013. all the planets have skin in the game at this Libra full moon. I mean, this chart, I mean, it's an astrologer's wet dream. It just, everybody's aspecting the moon, and the sun is in Aries, conjunct Uranus, the awakener, the reformer, the innovator, wake up, wake up, wake up. Mars is in Aries, Pallas Athena, goddess of truth and wisdom, Aries, Venus, goddess of love and wealth and abundance and beauty, and Aries, and it's forming this powerful aspect to Pluto, and then you have the Libra moon on the other side, and so all relationships are on the table. All relationships need to be reinvented, and relationships, everything is relationships. We have a relationship to self, we have a relationship to source, we have a relationship to the environment, we have a relationship to the government, we have a relationship to our money, we have a relationship to our family, and on and on and on. And all relationships are under fire. And Uranus is about truth. Uranus is, cut the illusion, cut the lies, cut the baloney, and speak the truth. And it's really energizing everyone. And I'm seeing it with people. That, even people a lot of people were disappointed because December 21st came and left, and we wanted the spaceships to land, and we wanted, to be in the golden age, and it was much more subtler than that, and it really did happen. I mean, the Pleiadians didn't land, but they're already here. They're in the sky. If your third eye's open, you can see them. But what happened is more of an internal transformation taking place in everyone, because I'm watching it with people where people you never thought would wake up are waking up and going, wait a minute, and that's what the vibration is doing. The vibration, this increase of energy, that the love light energy that Goddess energy is sending at us and Prime Creator is sending towards us, is waking us up, and we're seeing things that we never saw before. Like, oh, I'm in an abusive relationship, or oh, I was never nice to that person, or oh, I need to change that pattern. And so it's subtler. It's not, trees turning into purple and the streets turning into gold and spaceships landing. It's just more of an internal awakening and revelation where you recognize and your intuition and your psychic abilities are increasing.
Why is it that some people tend to feel this energy more prevalent and others just stay asleep?
That's a really good question. I think that not everyone is destined to wake up in this life. When I look at the astrology, and as an astrologer, my job is always to understand the story. When I look at a chart, I never look at it as good, bad, because what's good for you might be bad for me, and what's right for me might be awful for you.
Right.
And so it's always what the client likes and what the client doesn't like. But when I look at a chart, it's always, okay, what's the story here? What's going on here? And we choose our astrology before we come in, or our higher self, Mighty Eye Presence chooses it. And we set up our soul lessons, the things we're here to do, and who we are. And so it's a roadmap. And not everyone signed up to wake up in this life.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I think, do we have free reign to create what we want on this planet, or are we limited and bound by something?
Well, third dimension is very limiting and bounding because the illusion is always coming at you. And I notice it myself, like I can be in fifth dimension when I don't interact with other people. So when I'm with myself and source, or people that are vibrating high, I'm in fifth dimension. I can feel it. I'm joyous. I'm just joyful. But then you can go on. People can be looking at you like, why are you smiling? What do you have to smile about? And so you feel that negative energy coming at you, and so, how do you maintain that higher frequency when others are asleep in the illusion, asleep in third dimension, and do not want to wake up, are insistent upon staying in the anger and the aggression and the negative and the victim and the self-pity and the martyrdom? All that negative third dimensional energy is always there to pull you out. It's even inside of us where, you could be really joyous and happy, and then there's that guilt comes up. Oh, I'm so happy. How can I be so happy? And so that's why this place, you can't win here, okay? Because the only way out of third dimension is to die. is disease. I mean, there's no winning here, because even if you become a trillionaire, you don't take it with you.
Yep.
And there's always something going on that money can't solve. And so, but in fifth dimension, there is no disease, there is no death, and there is no lack. Everyone lives from their passion. Everyone lives from their purpose, because all of the lower basic needs, if you go on Maslow's hierarchy of lower needs, all of those are fulfilled. That's where we're going.
Is timing really everything? I mean, through analyzing our transits, can we know what life cycle we're heading into?
Yeah, because here's the thing, like for Mercury's retrograde, okay? And with Mercury's retrograde, it's really challenging to buy expensive things, buy computer equipment or cars, or sign a mortgage, or because there's always things missing. When Mercury's retrograde, our consciousness is subconscious. We're all in our subconscious. So we're not even consciously aware. We think we are, but we're really not. So it's not the best time. When a planet is retro, it means redo. So it's not the time to forge ahead. And knowing your life cycles, knowing your personal transits can help you so you don't feel so frustrated, like, oh, why aren't things happening for me? Everything comes in time, right? And like right now we're in winter, but everything comes back again in March. Everything starts to spring up. And so if you know your life cycles, then you can feel more empowered and strong. And for instance, Pisces, they really have been going through it when Pluto was moving through Sagittarius.
That's me, Pisces.
Yeah, okay. So, excellent. So, now I'll pick right up on that. So, Pisces, okay, you guys were really getting slammed, and
Oh, yeah.
For years with Pluto and Sag and Saturn and Virgo. I watched Pisces just like, man, like, oh my God. It's like, hey, it was like, how do you give someone advice from that?
Yep.
It's like, just chill out, don't push, your day is coming, right? And now Saturn is in Scorpio, building the Pisces, harmonizing with the Pisces. Pluto is in Capricorn, harmonizing with the Pisces, empowering the Pisces. Jupiter is going into Cancer, and that is the gravy train for you guys. So 2013, 2014, 2015, Pisces are on their way up big time. And I'm watching it with my clients, and it makes me so happy because I know the hell you guys have been through. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. And so, and that's the timing. So wouldn't it have been nice to know in 2004 and 2005, why you got run over by that truck, and why it's about healing and rebuilding yourself rather than forging ahead. Although now it's your time, Pisces, because you guys are the leaders, and you have Neptune in your sign, which means you can really inspire others and uplift others and heal others through your words, through your work. And so now the Pisces are going to be front and center in 2013, 2014, 2015. So it's amazing to watch how, 1 year we're getting the crap beat out of us, and then, the following year we're being uplifted, and you can't do any wrong. Everything's coming your way.
Because we had to hit point zero to get built up again to how and where we needed to go and what we needed to do and what we needed to see.
Yeah, that's really true. From my own experience, your higher self will break your legs to get you there. Your higher self does not give a rat's behind about your ego. Our ego, it doesn't care that we want this and we want that. We don't want to wait. The higher self says, sit on the couch and learn how to use YouTube. And that's it. You know what I mean? It's like, learn this new technology. And if I got to break your legs to do it, so be it. Love your higher self. Because that's all, and then the other self's like, wait a minute, you mean I signed up for this? Yep, I sure did. Yeah. So yeah, so it's really important to know. That's why timing is everything, because, you can launch too early or you can miss your launch date. But if you launch at the right time, the wave will carry you and the momentum will carry you, and bam, it's like, the results come in, the success comes in, the prosperity comes in, and that's what it's about.
Just catching the right wave, and you have to know when that right wave is coming. You have to see it.
Yeah. Now, you're a Pisces, you're very intuitive and psychic, so you can feel it with your gut instinct.
Yep. So
Yeah,
tell us about this Neptunian influence in Pisces.
Neptune. Neptune, I think, is the strangest energy to understand. It's the one that gets us all, because Neptune is God.
Mm-hmm.
And it represents the highest dimensions of spiritual consciousness there is. And we're down here in what we think is consciousness, right? Who knows? This could all be a dream. and so we try to understand Neptune through our conscious mind. And you really can't, because Neptune is beyond. It's like saying, okay, who made God? How did God get here? Right? You can go crazy trying to understand that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I mean, you can go literally nuts. Like, okay, well, everything was made from God. Well, who made God? Where did it all start? Right? And so that's a Neptune. That's a Neptune. That's a ride down the river of Neptune. And so Neptune represents your highest ideals. It represents what you dream about. That's why when Venus is in Pisces, she's exalted, because Venus rules love. But when she's in Pisces or with Neptune, it's divine love. It's beyond the ego. Now, the sun is the heart and the soul in astrology. It's what drives the entire chart. And your sun is where you get your life force from. And so when Neptune's around, the ego can't get that life force. And so the ego starts to freak out, because the ego says, I'm Kelley Rosano, I'm an astrologer, I live here, I do this, right? But Neptune comes in and says, oh no, you are a star in the galaxy. You are a drop in the ocean. You have no boundaries. You are the air. You are a cloud passing by. And that wakes people out, because the ego likes to know, no. Here's the walls, here's the roof, here's the windows, here I am. And so that's why Neptune transits can be the most challenging when Neptune aspects your natal chart, because when Saturn's there, you know it. You can feel tired, you feel limited, you feel you've got all this responsibility. That's Saturn. Pluto comes in and blows everything up. It's like, hey, I'm divorced. How you doing? Uranus comes in and it's an earthquake. It's like 1 minute I'm here and the next minute I'm here. It's like sudden change. But Neptune comes in, and Neptune rules the movie industry. Neptune rules the music industry. And so you don't even know you're in a movie. You think you're in control. You think you know what's going on, only to find out you're like the fool card in Tarot. You don't know anything that's going on. In fact, you got it all wrong. That person you thought you were with, she's actually married to someone else.
Whoops.
And that guy you thought was the love of your life, he just emptied out your checking account.
A little bit of delusion going on there.
Yeah, and it's not that Neptune's deluding us, it's that our ego is projecting onto other people what we want them to be, instead of seeing them for who they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then it leads to disappointment. And that's why Neptune, I feel, can be the most challenging aspect, because of the disappointment because when you're with the other energies like Pluto and Uranus and Saturn, you know it. You know when those guys are at you. You can feel it. You know it. So you don't step out of bounds with them. But Neptune, you're in a movie. You think you're, with the love of your life, everything's great. Come to find out, liars, thieves, and betrayers are surrounding you. Your friends are your enemies, or your enemies are your friends. And, you get really disappointed. And so, and it's not that Neptune's trying to do that. It's that Neptune represents creativity. It represents where we should direct our energy into our creative projects, or our spirituality, or meditation. But what we do is we project it onto other people, and then that's what gets us into hot water.
And the last time Neptune was in Pisces, we saw an elevation in metaphysics and the arts. There was even the opium dens, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly right. That's what Neptune is. Now, it's we're in a new century now. We're moving into fifth dimension, and I think we're taking the spirituality to quantum physics, to quantum leaps in consciousness. So I don't think we're going to see the drugging out like before. Because that's the dark side of Neptune and Pisces is we can escape reality through addiction. But addiction can be workaholic.
Sure.
It doesn't have,
or technology. Maybe we're heading more for a transhumanistic viewpoint. So never know.
I love my computers. I wish they could do more. Like, I could intuitively just tell them to do something and they could do it. That would be awesome. But addiction is anything we do to avoid self. So even meditation, if we're using it to avoid self, can be, not right for us.
Yep.
Balance is the key. And that's what Libra teaches us.
So in your view, are the planets sentient life forms who are self-aware, or did we ascribe these human characteristics to them?
I think they're alive. I think they're life forms. Just like Gaia, planet Earth, is a being. All the planets are beings. And they are our gods and goddesses that live in our collective unconscious as well as our own personal unconscious. And they are what we actually live by, whether we're consciously aware of it or not, or whether we follow astrology or not. The gods are alive. The planets are alive. Your chart is alive. It's all alive. And that's the part in third dimension that has been robbed from us because we've been forced to believe there's only five senses, and if you can't see it or taste it or smell it, it doesn't exist. And that's just baloney. Once you get into higher dimension, higher consciousness, you can see that everything is alive. Everything has soul energy. That's what I mean by when I say all are one. That there is life force in your computer, in your lamp, in your couch. There's life force in everything. Everything is energy. I'm energy, your energy, and the astrology maps are energy patterns in motion. The gods are alive.
Yep.
The planets are alive. They're living cosmic beings.
I agree with that. I agree. So tell us about the importance of the 6-week cycle leading up to our birthdays.
That's right. Happy birthday, Pisces. You're going to love your March meeting. I love the 6-week cycle because it's really important. Your birthday, in life we call it happy birthday. In astrology, it's where your sun returns to your exact degree of birth. So every year when the sun goes in Pisces, and hits your exact degree, you're in a new solar year, a new solar return chart. And on your birthday, it's actually the most sacred day of the year because that's when all of cosmos comes together and bestows gifts upon you and gives you the new solar energy for the new year. And so when I say new year, I mean from your birthday of 2013 till your birthday of 2014. 6 weeks before your birthday, you get all of the lessons from the last solar year. So from your solar return chart in 2012 to now, you're in your 6-week cycle leading up to your birthday. So you're going to get all the initiations, of the entire year in that 6 weeks. And so it's a really important time to pay attention to any lessons that are repeating, any relationship issues that are coming up, any issues that are coming up, pay attention because this is your karma that you are mastering, and the more we master, the more we become the self-master, and the more we become the self-master, then we can graduate and become the ascended master. And so the 6-week cycle is very important because that's where the energy is cycling down. You may feel really tired before your birthday because the energy is cycling down from the last cycle before you get the new energy on your birthday, and then the energy cycles up to give you the energy to carry you through all the way to your birthday of 2014. And that's something people can read about on my website under the astrology services section under solar return charts.
All right. Well, thank you for that. Also, what more can you tell us about transits for this year?
Well, we're in a really powerful time. And like I said, once Mars goes into Aries, Mercury goes direct on the 17th, the Sun goes into Aries, Venus is in Aries, Uranus is in Aries, they're all flying forward. Everything's about to accelerate tremendously, and in a positive way, because those that have been doing their work, working on themselves, spiritually advancing, those that work from integrity are really going to advance in this energy. In the new energy, and it's already happening now, to be successful, You have to have three things in place. It has to be people first, then Gaia, the environment, and then profit. And if you come from your integrity and you are in service, and it doesn't matter what that service is, it could be baking cookies, it could be cutting hair, it could be fixing computers, because all of that helps others. And so whatever your passion is, whatever your desire is, if you're in service to help others, you're already on board, you're already on track, and you are going to advance with these transits. You are going to move up and expand and grow and advance with the transits. If you have been greedy and only out for yourself, and you don't care about people, you don't care, you make cigarettes, you make, products that hurt people, or you wreck the environment like the oil companies and all that, you're on the down low. You are on your way out. And so
sorry, just to cut in there. I really hope so, because we have GMOs, we have gender bending chemicals. We're pretty much poisoned in every aspect of life that we can think of. And I'm really, it's a shame that this so-called green movement isn't addressing that. Instead, it's like, oh, just don't use as much water. But we're not talking about all the chemicals that are exactly. Killing off our bodies,
Exactly. I mean, I can't even eat that food. I have to eat at Whole Foods. I can't eat anywhere else because it's not food.
Yep.
None of that is food. And the only reason we're even alive right now is because of the light. It's because of the Ascended Masters and the Pleiadians and the Andromedans and the Syrians, all our brothers and sisters, advanced beings from advanced civilizations that are here and cleaning this crap up that these archons, fallen ones, whatever you want to call them, Illuminati, have done to make it a reptilian world. And so, here's the beauty of this, is as we increase in vibration, they can no longer survive. And we're already seeing this with a lot of people crossing over. And I'm not saying those that are crossing over are reptiles. They may not have a soul agreement to be in the body for this event and shift that's coming, and they can help us from the other side. But those whose time is up and they are not part of the Great Golden Age and Saint Germain's Great Golden Age, they are being taken off the planet. They are disintegrating, and their operations are collapsing, and they will collapse. Remember, they give the illusion of power, but they have no power, and they control the media, which projects the illusion. Remember, now the media is Neptune, and they know the astrology. In fact, they know your astrology 2 lifetimes before you come in. And they work your chart against you. Oh, yeah, they work your fears, they work your guilt, they work your shame, they work your records in Akasha to keep you enslaved in the matrix, because that's how they feed. They feed off our fear and pain. That's right. If everyone was joyous and happy, they would disintegrate right now. But they are being taken out. But it's a process, because don't forget, they took over 13,000 years ago, and if you took them all out overnight, it would be too extreme. It's just like if everybody woke up at once, it would be too extreme. So timing is everything. And so it is a process that's unfolding, and Uranus and Pluto, they are the game changers. But we have to be patient, and we have to do our work. We can't just expect the Pleiadians to fix, save, and rescue us. We are the ones that came. We are the empowered ones. We came here with the soul agreement right in our charts to be here during this time of transition to bring in the new earth, bring in organic food, support our organic farmers.
That's right.
Go apple growers, go vegetables. That's all I can eat now. And so I'm all about vegetables. And so I totally want our government dollars to be supporting them. It's not that government is wrong. It's the way our government is run. If government was run to empower and support community, it would be good. Government is good when it's you. We have government on Atlantis. We have government on Lemuria. And we lived in golden age civilizations, and no one went hungry. No one was homeless. Government can be used to empower the people and free the people. Government is, anarchists, they don't want government. And these teabaggers, but they got it all wrong. Is government is good when it's used to build community, support businesses, support everyone, support the people, and that's where we're going, and that's why everything is changing, and it's almost beautiful the way God is doing it, because in the old days, we had to go in and assassinate these guys and take them out. Now they're not even going to be able to survive the vibration, because the vibration is love, and they can't survive that. So Pluto and Uranus, they make two exact squares. I'm looking at my astrological event. You can go to my website for that too. And okay, so Uranus and Pluto are making two exact squares in 2013. The first one is May 21st, and then the second one is November 1st. This, I'm telling you, like right now, we need to rest, because once the planets go into Aries, and then in May, when we have Uranus and Pluto square off, the shit's gonna hit the fan. And I think, we're going to see a lot of resignations in government. We're going to see a lot of people go to jail. And the bankers need to go to jail. And the banking system needs to be completely undone. And that's what's working behind the scenes right now is, the Federal Reserve is owned by the banksters. They're owned by Goldman Sachs. Sure. It's a joke. Yep. And if you look at any dollar bill you own, you will not, I don't even like to carry cash anymore because of it, because they can't print anything. If you look at any bill you own, I don't care if it's $100, $1,000, $10, nothing's been printed after 2009. So we already took their equipment away. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to U.S. Treasury bills, which will be backed by gold. And so once that financial reset comes in, which it is, everyone's debt's going to be forgiven, and everyone's going to be paid back those tax dollars that was stolen from us since 1917, when the banksters came in and everyone was home for Christmas, and they wrote in to the Constitution taxing us. We're not even supposed to be taxed.
Yeah, I know.
And so all of that is coming for people. And see, that's what's really going to open people up, because I'm a coach, and if people weren't getting up every day going, okay, I've got to work to pay the bills, I got to work to, pay my car payment, make my house payment, and all of that was taken care of, everybody would be living from their passion, because everybody would be getting up going, okay, what do I want to create today? What do I want to produce today? What do I want to make
Sure.
today?
At the same time, we know that we are not going to be able to have a utopia on this planet in the way that it is right now. I mean, look at any time there's socialized governments, they always just go amok,
Exactly. But that's the old consciousness.
Yeah.
Right. And so we are going to have checks and balances in where we're not going into some past paradigm that will not survive in the love vibration. And so Pluto and Uranus are breaking things up, May 21st and November 1st. Now, another important factor is the eclipses. We have 5 eclipses, and 3 of them are lunar. So what's really happening, the age of Aquarius is the age of the woman. The age of Aquarius is the empowerment of the female energies, the feminine principles, female values. Females, we don't want war. We give life. We don't like to kill things. If we were living by female values, we would be in peace and prosperity, because it's about win-win. It's about cooperation, not domination. And so the energies that are coming in, that were already coming in, these several years, and especially last year, because we had that powerful Venus transit, is the goddess. The goddess has returned. And these energies that are infiltrating us, that are emerging inside of us, that are being poured into us down from the heavens, pouring down from the heavens, are the goddess energy. The asteroids are female: Ceres, Pallas, Vesta, Juno. They are so activated in our charts, and they are female energies. The eclipses, we have 5 of them. We have a lunar eclipse, April 25th, at 5 degrees Scorpio. We have a solar eclipse, May 10th, 19 degrees Taurus. We have a lunar eclipse, May 25th, 4 degrees Sag. We have a lunar eclipse, October 18th, 25 degrees Aries. We have a solar eclipse, 11 degrees Aries. 3 of these eclipses are in, lunar eclipses are female energies. So everyone, including all the men, are being doused with female energy.
Yeah, I've heard through some other researchers that we're entering into a great female cycle actually right now. So that
Yes.
fits.
Yeah. And it's time, because the problem has been is these archons, this Illuminati, the reptilians that took over 13,000 years, the way they took over was to destroy the woman.
Yeah, they have some mommy issues there.
They have serious mommy issues. Well, they hate women because we're closer to God. The female is more spiritually advanced than the male. And females, they could not control us. So they had to take over by destroying us, because the men would just go along. And so what's happened is now the energies are coming in that are female. It's to balance out the male and female energies in all of us, because women are feminine on the outside and masculine on the inside. Men are masculine on the outside and feminine on the inside. And this is Jungian psychology, who he was an astrologer too.
Yeah.
And
we love Jung here.
we do, yay! So it's not like, hey, I've been a male in many lifetimes. We've all been both. That's what you do when you do this karmic thing. You come in as a woman, the next life a man. So you do as many as you need to come to completion. And so this is about the energies in all of us, not just, men are this or women are this. It's we're all both, actually, and we're working towards androgyny. And so it's to raise up the woman and her seed, because children have been sabotaged as well. And so as we balance the female energies out, it's just like we said in the 60s, make love, not war.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody was with their twin flame and making love, no one would want to go to war.
Yeah.
No man would want to leave his home where he's king and happy to go kill people. He's too happy to be home because he's got a big cookout coming this weekend. And you know what I mean? Like, men are very simple. They're simple creatures.
True.
And if they're happy, they don't want to kill anything. And so when the female energies rise up, it's waking the men up too, because they're like, going, this is really dumb. Why am I fighting this old white man's war? So it's about empowering men, empowering women, and together we balance out. And so it's not about going to a matriarchal society, but it is moving from a patriarchal society to an empowered society where the female is equal to the male. And actually, she's raised up by the male. That was what God intended. And so that the balance is between there's no more war between the sexes. We're balanced with each other. One is not better than the other. Alpha needs omega. Omega needs alpha. One is not better. How can you, if you're both, you know what I mean? It's like saying, well, my male side's better than my female side. It's like, that's third dimensional thinking. I'm better than you. In 3D, if you win, someone has to lose. In higher consciousness, we all win. No one has to lose. It's a paradigm shift.
I wonder how, speaking about female energies, I wonder how this would influence Muslim countries.
Oh, hallelujah. Let's influence them, baby. Let's just flood them with estrogen. Yeah, well, and see, that's the thing, when you said earlier about not everyone's waking up at the same time, right? Is in these darker parts of the world where people have been enslaved and at war for, lifetimes. And, there's a whole history there we could go into. It is going to take its time to transform, but it is transforming. I mean, that's what the Arab uprising is about. Again, the whole enslavement of women there and children comes from the dark forces. And they have manipulated all of us through religion.
That's right. Yes, sure have.
False teachings. And Uranus and Pluto are waking that up, right? Because we know that Rome and the Catholic Church are the ones that have had, that's where the seat of power is. It's not D.C. And so look at the shakeup going on there.
Yep.
And this is just the tip of the iceberg. We are going to see more and more of this every day, and truth being revealed. Now, we can find the truth right on the internet, but it is going to come out, on the nightly news. It's going to come out on CNN. It's going to come out in mainstream media of the enslavement of the population, and that the truth behind the teachings of these religions were really written by the negative ETs.
Yeah.
To control us.
Oh, wouldn't that be something if that came out? That would change the world overnight.
Overnight. It would be the game changer. That would be Uranus and Pluto, kicking a home run here, batting a home run, because that's exactly what we need, is to free the people, free their minds, free their souls, and stop this projection. I mean, I'm out there because I'm on YouTube and I'm on iTunes, and I have, my own website, and I blog, and I have a newsletter, and, I get some of these whack letters from people that, project their religion onto me. And yeah, and it's like, dude,
First of all, stop being a fascist and just let me do my thing.
Yeah, and I'm not going on your channel. I'm not bothering you. Everything I offer here is a gift. And you don't have to like it, but don't project your whack psychology on me and your fear, because it's all fear, right? Because they're taught to fear women, they're taught to fear their psychic abilities, they're taught to fear their intuition, and they're taught to fear astrology. And the irony is, they all use it. All the Pope uses it, the priests use it, They've always used it. And they use it on Wall Street, and they use it, and they know it, and when they blew up Japan, when they blew up the nuclear plant there because Japan told them, I'm not paying you your payoff money anymore, that was the day Uranus went into Aries.
Yeah, that's right.
So they know how to use, and so, so that's the game they play. They tell the masses, oh, don't follow astrology, it's the work of the devil. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, they're running charts galore.
Yeah.
That's their whole goal, is to keep everyone stupid and use the ancient sciences and use metaphysics to control everybody.
Well, I have a question for you, since we're talking about charts here. I don't know, have you ever done a chart for the United States of America?
Well, yeah, and the United States has different charts. There's the day that we succeeded from England. There's the day that George Washington became president. And then, of course, July 4th is a chart. I believe we're a Cancer nation, and that the July 4th chart, 1776, is a good one to use to understand our country. We're very Jupiterian and we're very Neptunian. And Jupiterian, bigger, better, supersize it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I got more obesity than anybody else.
Yeah.
Because I got to get those supersized French fries.
But on the good side of that, we have more options than any other country, which is nice.
Well, yeah, but that really comes from Saint Germain. That comes because we are sponsored by the 14 Ascended Masters that govern the destiny of America. The reason we have what we have is because of Saint Germain. And we were set aside. The whole reason we were set aside over here was so that we could free the entire planet. Our job is not to be the bully of the planet and have a military base in every country.
Yeah.
Our job is to free the people. And the golden age is actually going to start in South America. But we are the ones here in America, North America. The Dalai Lama said it's Western women that are going to save the planet. Not the men. Yeah, Western women. It's women that are driving the spiritual movement. It's women that are driving the metaphysical movement. It's women that are driving the self-empowerment movement. It's women that are driving the coaching movement. It's women that want soulmate relationships. Men will pretty much take what's available. You have all these powerful men and they can't be alone. Do you ever notice that?
Oh, yeah. Babies.
Babies. And they will take what's ever around. They don't go, I want my twin flame, I want my soulmate. They go, I want the one with the big boobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's women that are going, no. we were just destined to be with our twin flame and soulmates. I want a soulmate partnership. I want a relationship that is spiritual and empowered and substance and has substance, and it's someone I can partner with for the rest of my life. So women are driving this movement. And even the Dalai Lama said it, you know, wherever the women go, the men will follow. That's why the archons knew to take us down, because they could take us down, the men would follow.
Yep.
And so I don't know where I went with this.
Yeah, well, there's a saying that goes basically everything that men do, they do because of women. That's really the drive.
True. It really is true. You know, I love working with men because they're so much fun, and especially the men I attract, they're all spiritual. They're not your typical muggle 3D guy, you know, muggle, non-magical, unenlightened. The men I attract, they are spiritual. They are aware, and they're really special because they got it going on. They're smart, they're successful, but they're also into astrology or tarot or, you know, whatever they're doing. So they've got that balance, and they're the new man. They're the new age guy. And I love working with them because they do, when they come in, they want to know about their money, they want to know about their work, but that's because they're providers. That's right. And in order to get the love that they want, they have to have the money, right? So they come in with the goal of understanding their financial self-mastery, their career mastery, and then they want to talk about relationship. When women come in, and I don't care if she owns $1 trillion company, we always start with relationship with women. And then we go on to, if there's time left, we talk about career and money. And that's not wrong either. I believe women have it right. This is what all this energy in Libra is trying to show us. Everything is relationship. And that if everybody was with their twin flame and soulmate, there'd be no war, there'd be no lack. There'd only be peace and prosperity. So women have it right when they do put relationship front and center. The only challenge with women is when they do that is if it comes at the expense of self.
Well,
so, yeah.
One thing I noticed today about women, though, unfortunately, is that a lot of them are becoming hardened. They're not so soft and feminine and ladylike as they used to be. Have you noticed that? I don't know if it's a bit of pop culture or anything, but there's kind of a masculinization happening a little for a lot of women.
I agree. You're right. You're absolutely right. And that is the Illuminati conditioning. Because women have not been, our values are not respected in corporate America. Our values are not respected, the win-win, cooperate instead of win at the expense of everyone else, and ego games. And so women have to become hardened in order to survive in that world. And it is. But that will shift out too, because, again, everything's out of balance, and these energies, the astrology is working to bring back the balance. But first the cleansing has to come, and that's what's happening right now. We're all in this cleansing. And the energies are purifying us and cleansing us of our illusions and false limiting self-beliefs, false limiting self-patterns to bring the balance back, because there's nothing more beautiful than a woman being feminine. There's nothing more beautiful than a woman receiving, and, you know, the man being the man and the woman being the woman, and, and all of that. Or, you know, same-sex relationships too, you know, because they have a voice too. And, you know, and the age of Aquarius is not all of us all agreeing. It's allowing everybody to be who they are and respecting the choices of others, respecting and accepting other people's approaches to life and alternative lifestyles that allows men to be feminine or women to be masculine, but not in a hardened sense where, you know, she really loves long hair, but she won't wear hair long because she's in a corporate world and she has to look like a man and dress like a man. And that's where it's sad that, you know, women have to give up their femininity in order to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Kelley, thank you so much for giving of your time today. I appreciate it.
My pleasure. It was fun.
Well, please tell everyone how they can reach you and tell us about your upcoming talks, etc.
Yeah, I have 2 wonderful workshops I'm doing in Florence, Italy on April 28th and April 29th. Astrology to Empower Your Heart and Soul, and Astrodrama with the Singing Astrologer. And if you go to my website, kelleyrosano.com, that's KelleyRosano.com, all the information is there. Or if you want to book a session with me, you go to my astrological services. But you can go to my website and learn more about what I do and how you can work with me. It's all there.
All All right. And to everyone listening, if you haven't had a chart done before, I'd encourage you to do it. So get in touch with Kelley. It's always nice to have confirmation on what you already know because it keeps you moving along. And in other cases, it gets you motivated. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.